Hello. Welcome. Today I wanted to talk about something that I feel like is probably going to be really controversial, and I feel like I talk about controversial issues a lot, even though I don't. Most of my videos aren't, but I feel like I do because I actually do talk with people in my life that I know about this stuff. But I wanted to talk about something specifically that makes me kind of anxious and a little bit nervous for the people that it affects directly. So, today I'm going to be talking about the effects of a camera on a person's body and the fact that it adds like 10 pounds of weight. So, why is this important? Okay, first of all, there's a lot of people that we see, celebrities that we admire, models, singers, actors, all these people that we see and we're like, oh my gosh, they look so skinny. And this is why it gives me a little bit of anxiety, is because if you see a person in real life and you're like, you know what, they look good, they carry their weight well. If you were to then put that person on a screen, it's going to add 10 pounds to their figure, which means that a weight that we would claim as acceptable if we were to see them in person is no longer acceptable. We're going to be like, oh, they're a little heavy set, or they could stand to lose a few pounds, right? So this, I think, has a very, very negative effect on celebrities, because it would be like if you got on the scale and the scale every morning was like, you've gained 10 pounds, you suck. Great. Sure, you'd feel awesome every morning. But that's what it's like because that's how we see them. And people, especially with the internet, are so picky and particular about how they want celebrities to look. And this is a generalization, of course, because there are a lot of people who are like messaging people like, please gain weight. You look emaciated. Please, you could stand to gain at least 5 pounds, if not 12. Like, please do something. You look sick. Sick in a bad way. But I think it's important to address this because I don't know that a lot of people know this. I know this because I am a licensed cosmetologist, and we talked about this. I took a 1,000-hour makeup course, and we talked about, makeup and the effects of a camera and lighting and stuff like that, which ended up also getting into a little bit of, what the camera does to certain facial structures and stuff like that, and why people translate better in picture versus film. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm sure that any like film studies or film majors have gone into it a lot more than I did. But I feel like this is important to talk about because I've also seen videos online where people kind of react to like the skinniest celebrities or the skinniest singers, and I'm like, I'm watching these and they're like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're skinny, I guess. And I'm like, okay, but take away 10 pounds from what you're looking at, because you're looking at it through this filter of a lens, which makes it 2D, which adds 10 pounds. And I'm like, take away those 10 pounds. That's what that person looks like in real life. And I've heard a lot of real life accounts of like meeting celebrities and being like, they're way skinnier than I thought they were. It's like, yeah, they have to be a stick or a really good weight to look healthy in person and not look fat on camera. Gives me a ton of anxiety because not only that, people are all over the internet willing to share their opinions on the way that other people look. And I'm like, how much would you appreciate that? How much would you appreciate like 5 million people getting on your Facebook and being like, you look fat in this picture. You should lose some weight. You look pretty good in this picture, but your makeup is off. Like, do we really have to do this? Like, I get that they're already pulled apart by the media. Whether or not we do it, they're already pulled apart by the media. These poor people. Every time I'm like, yeah, I really want to like pursue a career in music because I love music. I'm like, no, actually, I really don't, because I don't want my life to be picked and pulled apart by the public, which is mostly the media. And yes, there are people, the actual people that you run into who are super opinionated, and we're not going to go into that because that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother drawer, ugly. But I think it's important for people to know. So anytime you look at a celebrity, anytime you look at a singer, anybody, and you're looking at them through a camera lens, through anything like that, and they look a little bigger than maybe you would like, I don't know, because I feel like celebrities are supposed to be everybody's ideal type in one way or another. If you're like, nah, they're a little heavier set than I would want. I want you to remember that if you take off 10 pounds, that's how they're gonna look in person. And that's why I feel like it's so important, is because these people already get torn down enough. Keep that in mind. So if you see a celebrity who literally looks like stick and bone, they literally look like a skeleton in real life because you have to minus 10 pounds from that. That's mortifying. That's terrifying. Anytime you are watching TV and you're like, dang, that person is skinny, don't care, male or female, I want you to minus 10 pounds. Dang, that person looks next to death. But it translates so well on screen or whatever, and everybody's like, but they look good. They look so good on screen. And it just gives me a lot of anxiety for these people and for the rising generation of people who want to go into, being actors and being singers and all these things. There's all these expectations. And this is one. I'm like, this is no wonder we have a lot of body issues as nations, as especially America. I think there is a little bit of this in other countries as well. I'm not sure how much. I've never lived in another country. And so I'm like, I don't know. But I would imagine that kind of overall, it's becoming an issue where we feel that we have to live up to this unrealistic expectation, especially since if you look at the diets of a lot of celebrities who aren't naturally skinny, they might as well be starving themselves with some of them. And I mean, there are specific cases. I don't like going into specific cases because I don't like pointing specific people out and like tearing them down, because they did it for whatever reason they did it. Hopefully they're over it and working through it. But I just think it's important for people to be aware, when you see a picture of someone and they look skinny, whether this is on the news, whether this is in the media, whether this is just a picture you found online, a link you clicked on, it was on Twitter, it was on Instagram, Facebook, I don't care where you found it. Just remember, if it is translated on film, there is an extra 10 pounds on that person. And if you erase those 10 pounds, is it better? Is it worse? So that is just something I want to throw out there for all of you who did not know that. I'm sorry, this is a 10-minute rant-ish. Probably will be by the end of the video, hopefully not. Anyway, so if you like me talking about these random things and throwing up these videos every once in a while, let me know. Otherwise, I might quit doing them. I think occasionally I'll do them just to, I hate to say satisfy my own mind and give myself some peace of mind, but I might. Let's be real. Let's be real. Sometimes that's why we put stuff out there. If you're still here, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, voice your opinion. I do read my comments. If you want to be really rude with your comment, I can't guarantee that I'm going to respond or that I'll even read all the way through it. But if you want to just express your opinion and kind of get that out there, feel free, because I think this is an issue that we should talk about and talk about more often and in a space that's safe for people to share their opinions. So that's kind of what I'm offering here. Anyway, yes, my hair is wet. I just took a shower. But anyway, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Take care.